Quiet on the set.
Camera speed.
Sound production, take 1.
Action!
We gotta transport ourselves sometimes. A lot of times when we engage in these films, we have to go back in time. We have to put ourselves in a different place. And the reason for that is we're spoiled right now. There's an oversaturation of high-level content. And it gets very confusing. It's hard to know what to do sometimes as an audience member. Audience members nowadays, thanks to the internet, everyone's a critic, everyone is jaded. It just doesn't make film going a lot of fun. Recently, we've seen F1. F1 did well, but that should have been $1 billion movie. Mission Impossible Final Reckoning should have been $1 billion movie. The new Superman movie should have been easily $1 billion. I mean, get an audience that doesn't want to go to the theaters anymore. They would like to stay at home with their giant TVs, their amazing sound systems, because these modern day sound bars are fantastic. But they have the equipment, they have the tools, they have the knowledge, they have the know-how. And a lot of it is just the idea of going to see a film. It's fading. So I think all of this piles up and it just becomes confusing. How much did this movie cost? I don't even know. I mean, they spent money on this flick. It has maybe the hottest new comedic action director today, Anya Nash-Isler. I can't even pronounce the guy's name. I butchered it. This is the guy behind the 2021 breakout surprise hit Nobody, starring Bob Odenkirk, and largely forgotten. See, let's pair a movie here. Hardcore Henry, 2015. You compare this movie with Jason Statham's Volt, or it's Crank. It's Crank. So you have Crank, Run Lola Run, and Hardcore Henry. This is what you can call this visceral, hyperkinetic genre for action, where a lot of these movies, they run in real time. They're almost like Speed, Keanu Reeves' Speed, which is somewhat of a real time movie, but it's just pun intended, it's just cranked up. He's got one of the seminal movies in this genre. So takes a couple years off, takes about 7 years off, comes back with Nobody. And Nobody cost $16 million, made $60 million. The sequel should be out soon. I watched Nobody 2021. Didn't feel like there was enough to bring to you guys. I know there's a lot of people out there that enjoy that movie. I believe Nobody is in the John Wick universe, which is kind of cool and kind of amazing. So what's Heads of State? I mean, Heads of State, when I talk about transporting ourselves, I'm talking of a time where you liked the people in the movie and the concept was just fun. I like John Cena. John Cena's maybe the third pro wrestler, top. We have Dwayne Johnson, we have Batista, number 2. Batista's creeping up, just because his range is truly there, and his high and low movies are truly there. But it's Dwayne Johnson, Batista, Dave Batista, and John Cena. John Cena's trying. We see him in Peacemaker. I mean, he's going to be embedded in the DC universe, which is a little bit wild to me. And we thank James Gunn, because James Gunn brought this comedic element to the Drax character with Batista, and he brings this comedic element to Peacemaker with John Cena. James Gunn has a little bit of a magic touch when it comes to professional wrestlers and comedic acting. He has that. That's his genre, like subgenre. Like no one's challenging him on that. But then we also have Idris Elba, who is incredible in everything. I mean, there's nothing. There's nothing where Elba doesn't work, doesn't click. I know he's always in this like conversation about becoming the new James Bond. It's wild though. Like people want him as James Bond. I would be fine with it. Like I get it. We want to maintain the flame, and we kind of want to keep the stat. We want some of these characters have stood the test of time, not to be challenged, right? But I think Elba has a screen presence equal to none. I'm surprised he hasn't gotten, and I know they kind of tried with Dark Tower, but they've tried to make him the lead in some type of like cool guy genre. And I say Dark Tower because the protagonist in that is very Clint Eastwood, very little words, like speak softly, walk with a big stick type stuff. But he hasn't had. I mean, we saw him in Pacific Rim. Again, he's incredible in that. But he's there. So we get John Cena and Chris Elba, right? Now we're rocking and rolling. And what's the hook of this movie? And yeah, guys, I know I'm going on here. John Cena is the president of the United States. And Elba is the UK Prime Minister. John Cena is essentially as if like Arnold Schwarzenegger got into the absolute high office. He's an action movie star that got elected president. And these two guys, they don't like each other. But they're being besieged. There's a terrorist org out there inching their way around. Like the walls are closing in around these two. So we get one amazing. I watched it a few times because I think it's so well made. There's a spy gotcha moment in the beginning of this movie where the spies there's an operation to get this terrorist, and the script is flipped because it's a setup, but it's all done during that tomato festival that I think is in Spain, maybe. And then we get this one moment where one of the spy girls, what's her name? I'm going to butcher her name. Priyanka Chopra. She's in a lot of stuff. We've seen her. We like her. What have we seen her in? Let's just kind of... Well, of course, her filmography is not is not readily available. Let's see, though. Right, so we saw her. We saw her in Baywatch. Just connecting real quick to Dwayne Johnson. Baywatch is such a good movie. But she's also in this other movie called We Can Be Heroes 2020. Here's a crazy thing. This is a Netflix movie, written and directed by Robert Rodriguez. I think I might have this this episode recorded. I think this is in my to be published file. This is a great movie. I don't think I ever released it. And she's also Setai in Matrix Resurrections. So we've spoken about her. She's in a lot of stuff. I think when it comes to a movie, like she is the third headliner in this movie. Her character, in my view, earns it. They have this one great flashback with her where she she kind of shows up out of nowhere, and we call this closing the circle, where a bunch of actors, a bunch of characters, they all kind of seem related in some way, and it's just they try and make the movie more accessible, and to me that this was like prominent in G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra. So they close the circle. Her character has a relationship with Idris Elba. They had strain falling out when he pursued high office, but she's a spy. So her character gets a shotgun blast in the stomach in the beginning of this movie, and you think she's dead, and you're like, oh wow, like they put someone recognizable in the scene. This is Steven Seagal getting killed in Executive Action, or executive what's that, Executive Order, with him and Kurt Russell. But it's somewhat of a action movie trope. You put someone recognizable, you kill him in the first scene, you set the stakes. Going back to James Gunn, he does this with his Suicide Squad movie. It's very effective. I love it. I love it when I see it. I don't mind when you see it coming. But the terrorist group, or like the anti-spy group in this, they're cool looking, they're deadly looking. Like, again, all these things you want to see. This is a well-designed movie. She comes back, and they do this amazing, like, flashback. It's like, how did you get here? And they just spend a minute flashing you everything that she's done to get to where they are in the movie. It's so effective, so imaginative, and it's just perfectly executed. But this movie, like, it's building towards John Cena and Chris Elba as the heads of state, picking up guns to shoot the bad guys. And when it happens, we're the better for it. It's a load of fun. It's wild. It's crazy. I don't know if our boy here, Isla, is he directing Nobody too? I hope he is. Let's see. I'm on the Nobody Wikipedia. Let's see. Sequel, Nobody 2. Let's just see. Can we see? Nope, he is not direct. Wow, how does he not direct Nobody 2? We have Chemo Stain-Boy. This is our director. He did direct the 2014 Killers, Macabre, 2009, and the 2016 Headshot. So, I mean, he's got an action movie pedigree. But he looks like he's an Indonesian filmmaker, so he's probably former stuntman. It's probably going to be good. Yeah, AKAPADers. I think in a different time, in another world, in a different age, this movie would have been a $300 million, $200 million, everyone goes to see it, multiple number one blockbuster. I think this movie would have been huge, more impactful in a different time, in a different age. I think the jaded audience that we have today, the spoiled audience right now, passes this over. They get too critical. They think they're film critics. They can't be in the moment when they watch a movie, nor can they just be in the moment to have a load of fun. I thought this was great. I thought this movie was a wonderful surprise. I am pleased to bring it to you guys. I'm hoping we get more. This is sequel worthy. It's all of these things. The trio of these three characters. Oh, and also we get Jack Quaid in this movie. Jack Quaid, who we said earlier from Novocaine. We thought this was going to be Jack Quaid's breakout premiere year. Him getting wedged in as a character actor, as kind of like a microchip type character. If you guys ever read the Punisher comic, he's just a safe house guardian that has nothing but weapons, and he knows how to use them type guy. Like a last resort type character. He's in this movie. His scene, very dramatic. He kind of takes the movie over for a little bit. And we see it. Like, this is when it comes to Jack Quaid's career, we see Novocaine, which is very similar to Nobody, by the way. And we get more of that. So we get an actor that's associated with action movies in an action movie that's fully self-aware. I mean, it's a great stepping stone for him. So yeah, I don't know. There's so many good takeaways in this movie. All right, AKAPADers, rock and roll. Happy Monday. Now, here's the crazy thing. I may have, like, because I record so much, I may have recorded this episode too in the past. If I happen to release 2 of them, because I can't schedule things right anymore, please forgive me and just view this as a hype follow-up. I love you guys. Rock and roll.
Okay, that's a wrap.